G'day, cards! Welcome to episode number 60 of the Greencast, a podcast by me, Mr. Greentex, where I usually ramble to myself in my bedroom like a madman. Episode 60. Fuck, we're getting somewhat close to episode 69. I actually kind of want to do something dumb for episode 69, and I have absolutely no idea what for. So if you have any ideas about what I should do for episode 69, please do leave a comment down below in the YouTube comments, and I'll probably heart it, because, I mean, look, only people that are actual fans and, you know, enjoy me and watch me for my personality really fucking listen to this podcast anyway. But yeah, word of warning as well, this podcast, I'm just shitting out. I'm not literally, but figuratively, I am just on the toilet, just forcing this one out of my body, because it just needs to it needs to get out of me. What is that analogy? I haven't been doing that much this past couple of weeks. I was kind of half reluctant to record one, but this year I want to at least try and somewhat be consistent with this podcast, because last year it very much fell off. I mean, granted, you know, not a lot of people did a lot of things last year, considering the certain thing that I can't mention without getting this podcast getting absolutely yeeted with the algorithm. So I don't know, I just want to keep it more consistent this year and get more into the habit of stuff. I have some stuff written down here, but I actually got quite a few other questions and other topics as well from my Discord, which as well, if you want to interact with the podcast, you can always do that either in the emails, if you want to remain more anonymous, with mrgreentext@gmail.com with an S, or just jump on the Discord, go down to the Greencast channel, and then drop a shit in there, or I'll also at everybody a lot of the times to let them know that I'm about to record, and they got a good chance to have a look through the shit. So what have I actually been up to this past couple of weeks? Oh, I've been on I wouldn't say reawakening, but basically with the whole fucking spike of crypto and stock shares, and look, if you're probably a fan of me and you're listening to this podcast, I assume you're up with, like, internet news and whatever the fuck, and you're probably well aware of the whole GME GameStop fiasco. I'm not even trying to begin to explain it. You can do your own research for all that. But as well as the GameStop stock rising, what a fucking tongue twister. The GameStop, no, I'm retarded. I'm just I'm just saying it wrong. The GameStop stock rising. The internet banded together and decided to do another shit meme of raising the price of Dogecoin by buying a shit ton more of that. Which I quickly realized, oh shit, in 2018, I bought over 1,000 Dogecoin for $10 because I thought it was funny. And I quickly logged back into my account and saw that I made like $200. Because 2 years ago I'd put it into a shit meme. Fuck. I wish Bitcoin was more of a shit meme, and then I would invest in it more. I think that's half going to be the future of a lot of these, like, quick money-making schemes, is what's going to be a shit meme? Or what's funny? Like, I was half looking through before, there's one called Flamingo. Don't know if it didn't do any research, just put $10 into it because fuck it, who knows? It could be funny. It could make it $100 a couple years down the line. But yeah, slowly as I watched Dogecoin rise this past couple weeks, I put a little bit more money into it. I think total I've put maybe $150 into it, as well as obviously the initial like $10. And I'm up about $400 at the moment. And then I sold a little bit of Dogecoin at like a 80-cent high, or 8-cent high I should say. And then put it into Bitcoin, because that's also on a little bit of a rise. So I'm not turning into like a full-on like stock trade or whatever the fuck, because I don't know, stocks are a whole other field compared to crypto, especially. So, but literally, like, I have 3 monitors at my setup. Well, I mean, I have 2 monitors, and then I just have like a TV above everything else that I use as a third monitor that I don't really have any other use for, so I'm like, might as well use it for another monitor. And literally for the past like 2 weeks, it's just had like line graphs of live updates of what both Dogecoin and what Bitcoin are worth, so I can just monitor it whenever I'm at my desk or in my room. I feel like such a fucking like Wall Street. How do I put this? A Wall Street fucking. Damn it! What's the word? Fakey? That's definitely not, but I'm gonna call it that. I'm a Wall Street fakey. Having the fucking bar graphs going up. But yeah, fucking, that's my financial advice, even though I have, obviously didn't put a shit ton whatever the fuck in, and I don't know if I'm fully just like holding on to the moon. Like, yeah, that would be good and that would be funny. But I had the thought the other day and I put it out as a tweet. If Dogecoin reaches like $10 a coin, or like, yeah, I think if it reaches like $10 a coin, I would be able to pay off my student debt loan with fucking Dogecoin. Or at least majority of it off with fucking Dogecoin. Oh, what a spit in the face to society that would be. And I guess that's the whole point of bringing up fucking Dogecoin compared to anything else. That would be the ultimate fucking meme of the two biggest. I think it probably is. If it's not Ethereum and Bitcoin, I reckon Dogecoin's probably number 3 fucking at the moment. I have no way to even begin to even figure out how the fuck to search that. It definitely would be one of the most traded this past couple weeks, but it's just so funny to me having fucking, just like, oh yeah, there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, and then there's Dogecoin, the one with a fucking Doge on it that says, wow, much currency, very cute. Literally, like, it has its most fucking spikes when Elon Musk tweets some shit memes about it. That's when I sold some stuff, when he was going on a fucking weird tweet barrage, tweeting memes about Dogecoin, because it just fucking raised the price. Like, that's so fucking funny. And there's also, like, with crypto, it's not really stocks, even though you can kind of almost treat it like it. And so, like, you can, like, artificially boost its value up quite easily with, like, insider trading. I mean, people do that with fucking stocks anyway, but, if you got enough money, it doesn't really fucking matter, I guess. But you could just tweet shit like that out and have no repercussions because there's no real laws about crypto, and that's the whole point of crypto, being, like, free to the world, and, blockchain that I still don't properly fucking understand by any sort of means at all. But yeah, I have money in fucking Dogecoin. That's an actual investment at this point now, and it's still kind of going up. I don't think I'll put any more money into it at this point. I'm just gonna, like, I might sit on it. We'll see. Again, I've got my fucking graphs up on my monitor, so I can see if it's, on a bit of a decline or decline or incline. If it's going up, that's what I'm trying to fucking say here. But yeah, that's my fucking, like, I don't know, yeah. I don't know what else to really say, other than it's pretty funny. And that's, again, my financial advice is put a little bit of money into whatever you think is funny that the internet could gravitate towards. Because that's obviously the best way to make money nowadays. But, of course, only invest whatever you can afford to lose is the other fucking thing. Obviously, don't be a fucking dummy dumb, because it can also quickly turn into a gambling addiction. My housemate was half doing that as well. I mean, he also just constantly had that on his, like, computer, having the fucking, like, stock graphs going up and down and selling and rebuying and da-da-da-da. And I think he ended up getting out of it because it just overtook his life. I think he has a little bit of money in Bitcoin at this point, but he half gave up, and he's not nearly as invested, puns, as he once was. But yeah, that's about all I really have to say about that funny shit meme that's actually worth money now. Sorry in advance as well if there's any background noise. because I have a fan blowing on me because I live in Australia and it is summer and it is hot as fuck and I cannot actually stand because my balls will sweat through my chair because I am a sweaty boy. I also bleached my fucking hair for some reason as well, so I'm now currently blonde, which is very different compared to my my jet black hairstyle that I've been rocking for like the past like 3 years probably now at this point. Before I went to a Catholic, was it Catholic? I think Catholic primary school and high school, not religious at all particularly. I only went there because my friends are going there. Surprisingly high amount of people at the Catholic school weren't any sort of religious, just went there just because it was a good school. And they were very strict about haircuts and hairstyles and whether you can actually do anything with your hair, so I could never really change my hair from like being, you know, short as well as just being brown. And I always kind of wanted black, and it wasn't until like I was out of high school and my friends are just like, oh, why don't you just dye it black? And I'm like, I think I will. Good idea. And I just rocked that for ages because I just like the look of that. But yeah, I don't know. Recently, I just wanted something kind of different. And I was thinking like, oh, I might go like a light brown and maybe might work my way up to blonde. We'll see. So I immediately went down to the local grocery store and bought some box dye. Immediately tried it. Looked like it was kind of working. Was sitting in my hair for like probably 40 minutes before I then like tried to wash it out. Nothing happened. And I'm like, ah, fuck, okay. Obviously just bought the shitty brand then. Went back the next day. I got recommended a different brand. Bought that one. Same fucking thing. Nothing really happened. And I'm like, fuck. And then I reported to some of my... it's always weird to say, and I don't want to sound like an incel whenever I say it. My girlfriends, my friends who are female. I still don't know how to fucking say that, man. My friends who are female. That sounds like the most incel-y way to fucking say it. I don't know how else to really say it. My friends of the opposite gender. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Get the fucking idea. And basically they yelled at me for box dye and saying that that's the worst fucking thing you can do for your hair. And I'm like, okay, I'll just take whatever your advice is because you've probably done this a lot more than I ever will in my entire life. And so she immediately recommended me some bleach and some different other like actual chemical dye. And I'm like, okay. So I went down to a local chemist warehouse, bought the bleach, bought the dye, come back home, and then she's like, you bought the wrong fucking dye. And I'm like, oh, okay. And ended up having to go back and forth like 3 fucking times just to get all the shit that I needed. And so finally, they just organized a night for them to come around and do the shit to my hair. And doing it all in one night was the worst fucking idea of my life because shit hurted, son. Because I had done 2 rounds of fucking box dye in my hair, and obviously it had other shit in it, we needed to first do a round of color remover, which that cost me like 20. I think all up I spent like probably $65 or $70 on products, which I don't know if I really did save that much money compared to having to go to like a hairdresser and getting it done there. I don't fucking know, whatever. But already I'm like, I'm committed to this. I'm just gonna fucking do all this shit. And so we did the color remover. My hair went like a weird, like, shiny, orangey brown, which is kind of weird. And then we did the first round of bleach, and I'm like, oh, this kind of stings a little bit. It's not too bad. And then the second round, however, whoo, that shit fucking hurts, son. Turns out you're not supposed to do that much to your head because you can get chemical burns, and that's exactly what fucking happened, son. Yeah, I had never been in so much consistent pain in my fucking life because it was just burning my scalp. And so after the second round, then we tried to do another round of actual dye. And by the time we put the dye in my hair, my fucking scalp was still burnt to high hell. And so more dye on the burnt scalp just meant even more fucking pain. And it got to the point where it's just like, oh, I'm literally gonna push everybody out of this fucking bathroom so I can shower and get this shit off my scalp, because I am in that much pain and I am willing to lose friendships over this right now. I do not give a fuck. And so, I still have another thing of dyeing. I might go to a light brown. But for now, I just decided to call it quits there and let my fucking scalp heal a little bit. And so now I'm just like almost like a beach blonde at this fucking point. And you know what? I don't hate it particularly. If you want to see pictures or video, I guess there's a video of me like oh, that's the thing I did as well. I suppose I was going to talk about that. At a trampoline park, right? Did a like, you know those like Ninja Warrior fucking courses where like majority of the time at the end they have like this giant ramp that you run up and like pull yourself up the coping and then hit the button. They had like 3 of those stacked against each other of different heights. So there's a video of me running up and you can see my fucking blonde locks flowing in the wind as I run up the fucking thing. But yeah, for the next like probably week after I had my my head bleached and dyed, I was like half picking off little scabs of skin and other flakes, and my head was basically a artificial snow machine. Whenever I fucking shook my head anywhere or did any sort of strenuous exercise, it would just snow around me, and that was fucking hell. But apparently my hair is somewhat strong because to everyone's surprise, and to my surprise as well, I guess, I don't know, I didn't really know what to expect, none of my hair particularly fell out. It was definitely fucking fried and hurt, but it wasn't like falling out due to the chemicals and all the other shit that went in my fucking head. So it seems to be going okay at the moment. I have not been using any shampoos because apparently there's some chemicals in there that can still fuck with my hair. I've been using specific conditioners because I have fucking curly hair, apparently. So that's the thing. I had to buy special conditioner for that as well. And then doing like hair masks and fucking everything too. And it's a lot of work, man. I don't know. I kind of half regret it at the same time. My roots are already showing. So I guess at some point I'm just accepting my fate and just gonna have frosted tips. Because that will be funny. But yeah, I suppose it's also kind of funny at the same time that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll work my way up to blonde, and then just gave up. I'm like, whatever, this is my fucking color that my hair is now. This is my fate. I'm just gonna accept it at this point. Oh, also, for the 5 people that remember, I've also briefly talked about I'm also in the middle of starting my own shirt business and clothing brand company, whatever the fuck. And I've finalized a bunch of designs that I want to try and launch with. I'm trying to launch with around 10, if not probably 9 designs I'm going to launch with. It's all going to be made by myself in my own fucking garage, so that way I can actually keep costs of production down, as well as quality control, everything, and not have to worry about all that shit. But basically last time I had some funky problems with my printer, and so updates with that is I just returned the printer because I still had the 30-day money-back guarantee on it because Australian consumer law, yay! And so I returned that because it's also been a little bit fucky and kind of giving me weird printing things. And the best part was when I fucking first connected it to the computer for the first time, I got a little pop-up that's saying, hey, this printer is losing support by the end of this year. And I'm like, cool, why did I fucking buy this then? So fully returned that, I got my refund. And also, the whole thing with laser printers, and especially heat transfer, which is what I'm using for my t-shirt making process, I should say. I don't know how to speak. You basically can't print white, which kind of makes sense, but also is very annoying because like 8 out of 10 of my designs have fucking white in them. So to get around that, you swap out one of the drums with a white toner. A lot of the time it's black, so basically in my designs I'll just inverse it or just have one or the other, so it's okay. The drums for the printer that I had the last time was like $200 to $300. And so I said, fuck that write-off. I'm just going to get a whole newer printer and with a cheaper drum too. And that's what I did. I bought myself a HP laser printer. I also have a white toner that replaces the black coming in the mail as well. Hilariously, the toner will arrive before the printer, I think. And then once that finally arrives and I can get that printing to the quality that I like, then I can make all the prototypes for the t-shirts, and then I can start the marketing campaign for it. And then I'll announce the name to you guys and everything else too, and share that around as well. And then I can finally launch the fucking thing. Literally, I've been fucking doing this shit since like November, maybe? November? What's before that? October? Yeah, maybe October, November, December. I wanted to launch by the end of last year. But I've just had so much fuck-arounds with these goddamn printers. Because the first time I didn't realize you can't print heat transfer with a transparent background on inkjet printers. My first printer that I bought... So my first one I bought, it just didn't fucking work. Second one, I realized, oh shit, I can't use inkjet, but I'll still keep it because there's some brands that I can use, so I will keep it. And it's got really good quality printer anyway. And then bought another one that didn't work, and then bought this one that wasn't quality enough that I liked, and then finally I fucking got this one coming in the mail. So I've never bought so many printers in like a 3-month period of my life. I'm probably on like my 4th or 5th fucking printer at this point. But once that gets going, I should be good, because then I'll have another fucking income revenue source. Because if that's one piece of financial advice I could give to you guys, is diversify your fucking income sources. Is my biggest piece of advice that I can give to you. Because right now, then I'll have the t-shirt business, which I'm probably also not going to make a lot of money of at first. I'm going to just reinvest into better gear and stuff. Because at the moment I can only print A4 is the biggest. I want to be able to get to a point so I can print A3, and then I can do bigger designs on t-shirts and stuff as well. I also want to sell my own skateboard decks on the website too. That's also a thing that I'd love to fucking do, and maybe some other like cool skater stuff, and maybe some other stuff on there at some point. I don't really know. At the moment, I just really want to focus on getting the fucking t-shirts out, so that way I can put the money back into the business and be okay. So hopefully I'll have that soon, because at the moment it's that, and then I have the YouTube, of course, and then I have the 3D printing business that I also run as well, which is doing okay at the moment. It's having a second wind again, now that I've also got another 3D printer from that. Yeah, and then it's just the occasional other prop work that I have from time to time, so not really a lot, but all combined, I'm doing okay. So once I have that sorted, I should be good. But my god, it's been such a goddamn fuck around with this thing. Every time I do research, or think I do enough research, I finally get the thing, go to use it, and it's like, hey, this other fucking really obvious thing that you didn't research enough, now you can't actually do it. And I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. God damn it. So that's basically what's happening on that front for that. Yeah, obviously we'll announce more soon once I actually have everything fucking arriving and having everything set up. But yeah, I'm super excited. I made a couple of t-shirts for friends, doing like testers and that sort of stuff, and they were really, really happy with it, and they're like, holy shit, this is actually quality. And I posted one of them in the Discord, and a good few of you guys are just like, oh shit, I'd buy that. But yeah, the only thing that will be annoying is that since I will be making them, I will also have to do the shipping, which... especially for you guys, majority of you are not in Australia, so postage is going to be a little bit fucky. There's nothing much I can really do about that, especially in the early stages. But yeah, if you're in Australia, be on the lookout for that shit. Another thing that's also like randomly changed my life, changing my life, it sounds really sad when I say it like that. It is kind of changed my life, because a lot of it is spent like here. My fucking desk setup that I have at the moment has a lot of... Well, it did have a lot of things scattered throughout the desks, being like little fucking creams and hand sanitizer and fucking laxatives and Panadol and matches for candles and other little fucking keycap pullers and heaps of other just little bits and pieces that I just use a lot to justify enough keeping on my desk. But I ended up getting to a point where it was really cluttered and really annoying to fucking dig to find shit. And also it's just really aesthetically unappealing looking at it every time. It just looked like there was clutter. Like, there was clutter, but it was sort of an organized chaos, as I like to describe a lot of stuff in my life. So what I did was, I just went down to Bunnings. Well, first I did a little sketch, measured out how big of a little shelf / bedside table I wanted. So at the moment I've got kind of this L-shaped desk in the corner, right next to my bed. So I measured a little shelf that would go underneath that L table, and also right beside the bed. So when I made the shelf, it actually has like this little wing to the side of it as well, so I can rest my phone while I go to bed, and then put a bit of foam on it. So then, when my phone gets fucking notifications, it doesn't fucking shake off the desk with vibrations. It gets embraced. I don't know if embraced is the right word. The foam just absorbs the shock, and it's not nearly as fucking violent as, anyone, who owns a fucking mobile phone and has it on silent all the time, as it vibrates on a wooden desk. Like, literally, like, my little place that I'm staying at the moment, when I'm downstairs and my phone's upstairs, sitting on my wooden desk, I've had a notification before and fucking heard it underneath me. Over the top of me. It fucking vibrated through the floors, is what I'm saying here. Like, it was that fucking loud, and so it's good. That's also a little life hack that I suppose give to you guys is get a little piece of foam, little rectangle that you can just sit your phone on, so that one doesn't fucking blow off your desk every time you get a notification. But yeah. Gave it a little bit of stain, cut it up, made it all nice, sanded it nice and smooth, so it's, doesn't fucking cut myself and everything. And yeah, I fucking stored away all the shit, and now there's hardly anything on my desk, and it just looks so much fucking better. And I mean, sure, there's fucking bottles on there from drinking and stuff. Water bottles, I should say. I'm sober. I don't actually drink alcohol. There is water bottles and other like cans of soft drink that I drink, but every couple of days I'll just take it back downstairs and take it away for recycling and that sort of stuff. But it's nowhere near as cluttered. It's a lot much more of a cleaner setup. And I will take some more pictures, I think, of my setup again, because it has changed enough, I think, to warrant some more pictures. Like, I've gotten some nice fucking new speakers since last time I took the pictures. We just redone a whole little bits and pieces. So yeah, I'll take some pictures of that I'll probably put online probably sometime this couple days. But yeah, it's surprising how much just something like that can just change like my mental health a little bit as well. Like, shit's clean. Like, make fun of Jordan Peterson and fucking Marie Kondo and mostly Jordan Peterson more so than anyone else all day long about you can't, clean your room, because that's the first thing you gotta do to organize your life, is you clean your room. If you can't organize your bedroom, then how do you suppose you're gonna organize your life? Look, yeah, again, bully him all you want. He's kind of half onto something, especially with that. Because, yeah, I do feel like a little bit more, at least satisfied. Looking at my fucking setup and just been like, oh, I can put my arm across everything now, and it's just, not covered in dust all the time, not covered in shit and bits and pieces. And if I pick up a thing to use it, I can just put it back under in the little fucking shelf that I made. And also, it's just really satisfying to make shit as well. It just helps, and I suppose it's blessed that I have my own workshop space that I can actually make shit like that. But yeah, I just had like one afternoon, I'm just like, I just want to make something. And then I'm like, what do I want to make? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I should make myself a little shelf, because this is cluttered to hell. And yeah, immediately, life-changing, I guess. As fucking sad as it is to say, it is kind of life-changing, because a lot of my time is spent at my desk working on like YouTube stuff and other just jobs and other bits and pieces as well. And other wasting time on YouTube, of course. But yeah, that's, yeah. That's what I have to say about that. Alright, might as well just get into it at this point now. It is, of course, the most autistic part of the podcast, and that is, of course, where I answer questions, queries, and topics from a bunch of you cunts. So again, if you want to contribute to the podcast at all, be sure to email me, mrgreentext@gmail.com, or drop in the Discord and go to the Greencast channel down the bottom and drop in shit like there. So let's see what stuff we have today and how much of a meme it's gonna be. Striker, I swear this guy gets a fucking question every week because it's not just absolutely just bait and just something dumb. He asks, is masturbation a sin in your opinion? And of course, I think it is not. Masturbation is very healthy, obviously in moderation. Porn addiction aside, masturbation is a good way to especially find out about your own body and what you like and whatever the fuck. Find out what you like specifically and, you know, how to please yourself and whatever the fuck. Definitely not a sin. Maybe it is in your religion. Not in my bloody eyes, it is. Anyway. There's a guy here that says meatball, and he just says France, age of consent. Let's see how much of a fucking yikes this is. I know this is just bait. Actually, we're going to just ask Google. Hey Google, what is the age of consent in France?
On the website thecut.com, they say, now the government is seeking to set the age of consent at 15. Do you want a little more context?
Stop. Wait. Currently? Sorry? What? France, age of consent. What the fuck? France does not currently have an age of sexual consent? Fucking what? Hello? While current law criminalizes sexual relations with a minor under the age of 15, these cases are typically prosecuted as an offense that carries lighter penalties? Hello? France? What are you doing? What the fuck? This is in 2021. This is this week. What the fuck? Ew. Let's see. Cries intensifies further in recent weeks as France's highest court prepares to hear a high-profile case involving a woman who says she was repeatedly raped by 20 firefighters over a 2-year period when she was between the ages of 13 and 15. The woman, who was dubbed Julie by the French media, is now 25. 3 of the firemen said they did in fact have sex with Julie when she was a minor. 2 of them admitted having group sex. Fucking yikes. While on duty! And they argued that relations were consensual in a journal entry dating back. Oh my fucking god! France! What the fuck are you doing? Even Japan isn't this fucked. This article was written February 10th, 2020. Hello? Finally, France seeks to establish age of consent at 15. Fuck, I hate this so much. What is the age of consent in Japan? I swear to God, if it's if it's fucking higher, I'll laugh. Japan, age of consent. Oh, never mind. It's 13 years old. I'm fucking escaping this right fucking quick. Fucking yikes, France. Why? Oh. Ew. That's all I have to fucking say about that is fucking yikes and ew. Don't know how to say this guy's name because it's just a dot, a slash, and then a dot. But he asks, are traps gay? And talk about your skate progression. I've talked about traps and their, if they are gay, many a time. They are in fact gay in my eyes. Skate progression, hasn't been that much progression particularly. I've been trying to practice heel flips rather than kick flips because I just find that they're easier for me. Sometimes some people just find it easier to do one or the other. Typically the progression is from kick flip to heel flip, but for whatever reason, heel flips clicked with me a lot better than kick flips do. But for those who don't know anything about skating, a heel flip is the same thing as a kick flip. It's just rotating the board the opposite way and flicking it the opposite way. Yeah, I haven't been doing that much wild stuff either because my board that I'm currently skating has a custom painted design from my ex. Oops. It's a really nice fucking design, which is also like is the weirdest fucking feeling. Having a custom board from your ex that's you really like. Yeah, I don't know. I also just want to save it. I don't want to ruin it because it's a really fucking nice design. It is, bygones be bygones with stuff that happened with her that I will not go into. I'm not even gonna go there, guys. You don't want to know. I mean, you probably do, but fucking yeah. Bygones be bygones. She do be a really good artist. And she do know how to draw really fucking well, and that board is a fucking work of art, and I don't want to ruin it, especially practicing grinds or anything. Not that I really am going to be practicing grinds or anything anytime soon. Yeah, I think I might retire the board a little bit early. This started cracking a little bit down the layers of the plywood anyway. So I might actually retire that board early and just get like a cheaper board that I can just trash. Because I think probably the one after that I'm probably going to have, hopefully, my own branding of boards at some point too, and I'll have that going, so then I can skate that. My ollies are still fucking trash, still trying to get confident enough to do rolling ollies. But yeah, I've been skating at least once every couple days at this point now, and it just helps that also like I'm really close to the city, more so than anything. I'm like a 20-minute bus ride to the city, which is great. I've been doing city skates more so than anything else. I think I'm more of a street skater, more so than anything else at this point now too. That's all I really have to say about my skateboarding progression at the moment. There's a guy that says Pakistan age of consent, and that's probably going to be an even more yikes than Japan. I'm down this fucking hole, might as well just Google it anyway. Pakistan age of consent. Wait a minute. There is no age of consent in Pakistan. All sexual activity outside of marriage is illegal. The minimum age of marriage is 18 for men and 16 for women. Although women are sometimes allowed to marry at age of 14. Pakistan more based than France? Question mark? Fucking hell. No age of consent, although can't have it before marriage. I mean, look, kind of loophole. Not gonna go into it particularly. Dawn says, do you believe the stories you narrate? I have no doubt that a lot of the stories are based on events that happened, but I just then gradually exaggerated as they quickly realized that, I had, like, especially Tard stories, I have no doubt that they have, like, one of the events is based off things that happened, and then they realized, people are really enjoying this, and then they just begin to make up stuff or, other things that are just greatly exaggerated, I think. But yeah, there is just a lot of the stories that are just dudes down real bad, I think are based on things that have happened. It may be just slightly exaggerated, but majority true, knowing especially the user base of 4chan. Sidon also asks, was there ever a story that you wanted to narrate back down on, and if so, why? Fans of me might have heard this. There was a story that I dubbed the Deer Story, which I got halfway through and then just stopped reading because it was kind of fucked. A brief rundown of it, it was basically just a hunter who was hunting a deer and then strapped it up by its hind legs, and then began to get fucking attracted to it, and then fucked the deer while it was still alive, hanging upside down. Or it was dead, I can't really remember. I don't really want to remember, because it was fucked, and I didn't really want actual bestiality on my channel. Granted, there is one video that's still up on my channel, Dog Lover. That might be taken down at some point, so I don't get yeeted off the internet. But yeah, that one, this is a yikes. I don't really want this on my channel. So yeah, that's one that that's pretty much the only one I've backed down on. Also, I think at this point, ones that have the constant use of the N-word throughout that I just don't fucking do at this point, or just, the punchline being the N-word, or just having the words the faggot and fag as well, just constantly throughout. I just like, it's just not worth it. It's just a fucking edgelord, not worth my time. Oh, here's a really interesting question, actually. Colonel Colonel Bomb Killer asks, how do you think 3D printing will impact the market? Could the absolutely butchered the process there, my guy. Could the process be localized enough to print exact copies of humans? It's hard to predict something like that, printing exact copies of humans. I did watch a documentary that released a couple months ago about 3D printing steaks, which is essentially just a bunch of plant-based materials trying to get as close as they can to tasting like steak. Basically like those Beyond Burgers and that sort of stuff, but into a form that can be fed into a 3D printer and then printed onto a bed, which can then be cooked. I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard to predict stuff like printing humans. Definitely a lot more people are becoming a little bit more common, or at least familiar with 3D printing and know about what it is. Even like I'd say 5 years ago, it was a lot of people when I say like, oh yeah, I do 3D printing. It's like this fucking magic, like I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. It's a lot more people are becoming just like, oh yeah, I know what 3D printing is, or just have some vague understanding of it. A lot more corporations are becoming more aware of it. A lot more workshops have 3D printers in them now. Especially, and even becoming more aware of other forms of 3D printing. FDM is the more well-known one, which is plastic, which is the ones that have like the spools of plastic that build up layers. SLA and SLS printing, which is resin printing, which prints upside down and uses UV light to cure layer by layer, so you can get miniatures, so you can print like D&D minis, which I've also been actually doing quite a few orders of D&D minis for people as of recently. And I think there's also, I don't know the name of it, but there is metal 3D printing, and that's basically you have a fine metal powder that it has a high-powered laser that it then instantly, like, I don't know what the process is particularly, but it just like solidifies it layer by layer, and then pushes more of the powder over the top of it to then print it up, and then you basically go pull it out of the powder and then brush out all the shit. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to impact the overall market of everything, I think, at some point, but it's going to be slowly. 813 asks, what's the most useless talent you have? There's a couple things that come to mind from time to time. There was one that kind of came in handy once. When I was a kid, I very much grew up with the Star Wars prequels, and so Darth Maul was one of my favorite characters. And very much growing up, I was one of the kids in their fucking backyard pretending to be a Star Wars with a fucking piece of bamboo, like twirling it around and doing shit, and Ninja Turtles and that sort of stuff. And so I knew how to I just figured out, like, over time, how to, like, twirl it around and do some of the moves. And there was a time last year at a house party where literally one of my friends, like, went to, like, a circus school and learned how to fire twirl. And he had a giant staff that you could light either ends of, if you circle with kerosene, you could light it on fire and do, like, fire twirling. And I'd also done a little bit of Aikido training, and a little bit of Kendo, which is with a staff, and so you could do twirls and other, what's it called? Drills with them as well, and do some other cool moves. And so I just, like, busted out at this party. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have a go. And immediately started, like, fucking twirling and pretended to be, like, Darth Maul and throwing it behind my back and half catching it. And people were, like, really impressed. And I got, like, 2 girl Snapchats that night. So, I don't know. Useless things sometimes come in handy. Yeah. Other useless things that I have in mind? I don't know. I don't want to say voices, but fucking, I have a YouTube channel now where I do shit voices, so I don't know. You'd be surprised what dumb fucking talent you have that you can, like, turn into something cool or monetize or whatever the fuck. I think probably one of the more useless ones are just like, double jointed fingers and stuff like that. But I don't know, it might be good with your hands for other sort of pleasures. I don't fucking know if double jointed fingers come into play at all. Yeah, I don't know. Other useless talents. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing really else comes to mind, particularly. Idiot in front of a desk asks, probably late, but what would you consider the most annoying noise? What noise is your nails on the chalkboard? There's not particularly a lot of noises that really, infuriate me, I think. I think more just higher pitched things sometimes annoy me. The first thing that comes to mind is I don't listen to ASMR so much anymore, but I would always skip through whenever the person would do, tapping stuff. Fucking, I just hated tapping. I don't know how the fuck people find that relaxing at all, no matter what it is. It's just why would I want, someone in the mic just going... that's not fucking relaxing to me, at all. No matter whatever the hell it was that they were tapping. Yeah, I think just anything higher pitched to me. Because, I think at this point, a lot of my listening of things has transitioned to speakers, so I don't really have, headphones on a lot of the times. My hearing's, I think, still pretty good. So most just higher pitched stuff just really fucking annoys me a lot of the time, but there's nothing that immediately comes to mind of, the nails on the chalkboard type thing. And yeah, I think I'll end it there. This podcast, not so much of a poo. I think this one just cleanly came out this time. I think it's one of those it's one of those podcasts, I think, where you you have a shit and it's a one wipe situation. I was gonna say it's one of those it comes out and there's no wipe. No, I don't know about that. I think it's one of those ones where it's a one wipe situation, and then you wipe a second time just to be sure, but there's nothing there, and it's you feel satisfied with yourself that you're not gonna leave a fucking skid mark in your what is this analogy? But yeah, anyway, that's about all. Again, if you want to contribute to the podcast, mrgreentext@gmail.com or the Greencast channel on my Discord, which will be linked down. Oh, send me shit in my P.O. box. I keep fucking forgetting to promote this as well. I have a P.O. box. It will be in the description. It's also on my Discord as well. I need to actually renew it as well now that I think about it. But yeah, send me garbage in the mail because I want to do a bad unboxing style series on my channel. I've already had one package from the Mad Lad Crown Apple, which I will do a little promo thing that I'll need to edit now that I talk about this. I'll probably edit and probably put this up tonight even. But yeah, send me garbage in my P.O. box so I can do shit videos. Send me whatever the fuck. If you can get it through, the only stipulation is don't put slurs on the name. Call me Green Sheckelberg or whatever the fuck else. I don't give a fuck. Just don't write the N-word on the fucking package, okay? You tardlets. Maybe don't even write retard on it as well. Fucking, yeah. I don't know. Be creative with your names. Mr. Green Text, Green. Fucking Crown addressed me as Green Sheckelberg, and that was the first thing that comes to mind. But yeah, send me garbage in my P.O. box. Thank you so much for watching. New episode next week or the week after. Yeah, I'll catch you later, cunts.